By working alongside the Community Foundation of Middle Tennessee, donors can make more possible right here at home. The Community Foundation's expert team connects individuals to organizations that make a difference on issues of concern for Middle Tennesseans and connect donors to a network of like-minded contributors invested in the community. Make more possible through the power of community giving. Learn more at cfmt.org.
Welcome back to another episode of the Nashville Scene Podcast. I'm back for this episode. I was out a little under the weather.
We missed you.
You know, I missed y'all too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all did a great job without me. But I'm here with my main co-host. You know what I'm saying? DP. What's going on? I like your sweater too.
Thank you, man. My girlfriend got me that. We're recording on Valentine's Day, so it's kind of like a shout out to her. But Letterman was my hero. Yeah. It's great. We missed you, Jerome, and people let me know they missed you, which they didn't have to do, but they did. They're like, "What happened to Jerome?" I'm like, "He'll be back."
I was fired. Y'all didn't hear the DEI stuff. I was let go.
That's right. DEI hits home. No, I think I'm probably more likely to get fired from the podcast than you, Jerome. Cool. Yeah, episode 17.
I don't know. We've done a lot.
We've done a lot.
A lot of episodes in.
Yeah. So our producer says it's 17. I'm not wrong. Cool. I said it wrong last time and he cut it out for me. But we're here with a very special guest, a longtime friend of the scene, local comedian, local artist, local man about town, Mr. Josh Black.
What's goody? Good to see you.
How you doing, Josh? Good to see you.
Absolutely incredible. Thank y'all for having me. Mm-hmm. I want to start off by saying this. Mm-hmm. I love the scene. The scene is the one of the last publications here in Nashville that has integrity, cares about the community.
Hell yeah.
Cares about the arts for real. Because everything is so it's Tennessee.
Yeah.
This is the conservative Hollywood. So y'all are like in a sea of just static. Y'all are a beautiful jazz note.
Oh, I like that.
However, I have not made the cover of the scene yet. So what is the problem? I done seen musicians, poets, trans people, black people, gay people, not one comedian. So I'm here on behalf of Nate Bargatze.
Oh, yeah.
Dusty Slay.
Dusty's
my boy
man.
Brad Sativa.
Brad's great.
Zach Townsend, Amber Archery. I'm here for the comedians. We're tired of it, bro.
Okay.
We're tired of it. Now, I've talked to all of them, and they said they want me on the cover.
Okay.
They don't want to be on the cover. So I'm here on behalf of them, but they wanted me to tell y'all, if Josh Black don't get on the cover soon, bro, I don't know what they're going to do. So that's just...
That's convenient that they said they want me on the cover. They're not here.
They do not. They're so sacrificial. They say, Josh, you know what?
So selfless.
Yeah, that's why I love them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I said, Nate, you want to get on? He said, no, I don't need that. It's your time. I was like, I'm going to tell him.
Look,
that's what they say about the comedy scene. It's selfless.
Look, hey, I had a vote in it. You get my vote.
That's what I'm talking about, bro.
All right.
I had a vote.
I like that this is already a gotcha episode.
Then after you go on the cover, you got to double back with me.
Oh, okay. We're going to do it like back to back?
Back to back.
I like that. I like that. But anyway, I'm just,
right, whatever.
Thank y'all for having me, bro. I'm glad I'm here, bro.
Yeah, we're grateful to have you.
And I'm glad that y'all are here in Nashville, truly.
Thanks, buddy. We appreciate that. Yeah. And, everybody knows you as a comedian.
Yes.
I think everybody locally knows your stuff, but
yes,
you're pretty new on the visual arts scene.
Yeah,
right?
man.
So you currently got a show up at Julia Martin Gallery. Julia Martin's great over in Wedgewood-Houston. She's one of the first people to set up shop before Wedgewood-Houston was what it is now in the art scene.
Yeah.
Turned 10 last year, I want to believe.
10 years old, beautiful gallery. And it's scary now, man, because I go over there and it's like, first it started with Soho House, and then, which I love Soho House. That's a great place. I've done comedy there. Been cool. Been naked there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not part of the act?
Like professionally or just like
personally. Like, some people like to go get coffee. I like to go in there and just strip down to my ass naked and then
was that a job?
He's back.
And just read.
Naked guy's back.
Yeah. God, him again. And I come in with a coat and just take it off. But it's just so much getting built over there now that she's like one of the only things that's like from the bread and butter that's just still there.
Yeah.
Everything's moving. My boy Clarence got his art gallery moving.
Clarence Edward?
Yes, Clarence Edwards, art gallery owner. They moved him, man. A lot of restaurants are leaving. So every time I go there, I see more construction. So we got to protect the gallery. We got to protect local art galleries, man, because it's important. But yeah, I got an art show up. It's very cool. I got 30 pieces.
30, that's a lot.
30 pieces. It is a lot. And it's a lot of funny pieces.
Okay.
A lot of times I go political, man, because I got a lot of political things to say. And this time I was like, I want to step a little bit farther from from politics and just be funny.
Okay.
Because sometimes I want to sit back home and just watch The Office and just laugh. Or watch Family Guy or just not so much Family Guy, actually. I give them too much credit. Because they were unnecessarily racist way too much. But they were funny. But sometimes like, come on, bro. What are we doing?
I'm watching this right now.
Yeah, it's like, come on, fam. Especially with you with a black queen. You watching this and then she looking at you like you wrote it. I'm like, I didn't say it. I didn't. But anyway, bro. How did we get here? Being funny. So the pieces are funny, man. So just go in there. I want y'all to go in there and enjoy that, man. And it's a beautiful thing.
It's up through February, and I think you said you're going to do a comedy show there toward the end of the month.
February 27th, we're doing comedy, and then we're mashing art and comedy, man.
Hey, man, I got a question, though, for you.
Talk to me, bro.
So people may not know, I've been knowing this gentleman since 7th grade.
Gentleman.
You know, he's a year older. So I was 7, he was an 8th, 6, 7, however y'all want to do it. Man, how, like, you've been an artist, musical artist.
Yeah. Sure.
Comedian.
Sure.
Now, like, painter, canvas, drawing artist.
Yeah.
All that, man, look, I don't know. Did you see that? Like, how are you meshing all of those different arts together, and does like some of those things that you don't do now, like music per se, like go into the artistic process of what you're doing, like when it comes to painting?
Yeah, man, it took a long time, and some of it's just kind of luck. I think we all are born with our gift, and then the part of life is just to find it, and the sooner the better. And I always had, I don't know if I want to call it ADD, but I always wanted to create something and do something. School was always boring.
Yeah.
I had boring teachers. Some people got these beautiful stories of their teachers. Mr. Jones taught me how to read.
Some decent teachers. We had.
I didn't like them. And they didn't like me either. I mean, the feeling was mutual. Like this.
We had Miss Brown in ISS. I
had a lot of ISS.
She's still there.
Y'all had in-school suspension?
Oh, yeah. Man, I had a lot of ISS, man. A lot of write-offs.
Like, we was a battle. Like, it used to be 7th versus 8th grade. Like, we was real wars at head.
Yeah, it was bad, man. I didn't care about... Yeah, but I did a lot of doodling back then. That's what in ISS you got a lot of time. Yeah, you just draw. But then as I get older, bro, you just like I started doing. I like the process of writing and performing it. It started with music. I want to write a song, perform it, express myself. I found it as a way to like switch narratives on things. Yeah. Like if I see a whole political narrative that I didn't appreciate, that I don't agree with, this might be racist. I'm like, I can write something, put my spin on it, and put a truth to it, and then other people feel almost more comfortable. Like that's more how I feel, and I found power in that. And then also more just exploring and not having I was an only child, so I got only child syndrome. I think I can do whatever I want at all times. You know what I mean? So if I see something, I'm like, I'm gonna try it. I've always been that dude. You know what I mean? And then sometimes that can get me in trouble because you're doing too much, spreading yourself thin. I once did a art and music festival in North Nashville. And I was like, I think I saw Oktoberfest and was like, why haven't we even got one in North Nashville? Yeah. So I did that.
That was amazing.
It was amazing.
And that was epic for you to be from we from out north and be able to say I put on a whole festival.
And they blocked off Buchanan, had Black Opry in there, had my boy Mike Floss. We had a whole art gallery,
that was
Elephant
hard.
Gallery, had art in there. We had stuff for the kids. But the insane thing is I did all that by myself. Yeah. That's not normal or safe or mentally healthy. It's horrible. It put me under $6,000. It was called the Good Vibes Festival. And it whooped me.
Yeah.
But it's just part. I was like, I don't want to do that. And then also somebody covered my mural, and the person that covered my mural, that mural was on that street, and it was like I was initially supposed to do the mural and have a party at the mural. Me and the person, they didn't want to pay me for the mural, and then they covered it and was like, you won't be throwing a party in North Nashville. Some white woman that just moved to Nashville. Yeah. And I was like, okay, I'll do a whole festival on this block. Yeah. So it started, almost petty. Like I started, you know what I mean? I'm like, and also it became a beautiful thing, but.
Are you bringing that back?
No, sir, we'll not be doing that. Unless somebody wants to fund it.
No more Good Vibes.
If you find an underwriter.
Yeah, if somebody wants to fund it, do all the work, and put my face on it, absolutely. I'm down for that.
That's you've learned how to be a true artist.
Yeah, bro, but I can't. Yeah, that's the same thing happened to my paintings. I got a 7-year-old child painting them all, and then I just signed my name and then go in.
Knew it. I knew it.
But no, man. But like once I did that, I realized, okay, you can spread yourself too thin. Yeah. just because you can do something, you need to focus on things that you want to do and make you happy.
Yeah.
Because calling the police and saying, hey, can we cut this block off? I had to like send out mail to everybody in North Nashville. I had to walk and get
notices.
And people are like, who the hell are you? What are you doing on my doorstep? I'm like, hey, a party next week? So that was just too much. But anyway, after you do that, you realize, what do I want to do? You know, and then that's when I realized, I don't think I want to do local content anymore.
We talked about that.
Yeah, man, because like it was a beautiful thing and it brought me out and it made me a name. But then it also kind of like put me in a box.
It's weird.
What do you mean?
Because growing up here, right? Like we was a big town, right? It wasn't like, oh, you if you're big in Nashville, you can be big anywhere. That wasn't the case.
Sure,
right?
sure.
Now it's kind of switching.
Yeah.
And it's like it's like a golden opportunity. Like if you can make it major now, you might can get some traction like anywhere. But it's like but it's like but should I leave though? But you know,
it depends
it's like
on
it's
what you
weird.
do. Like it depends. Like if you're in music, you can do it. Yeah. Black or white. And this wasn't the case back then.
No.
And I would probably say country music or pick up a guitar. I don't know how easy rappers got it around here. It ain't much industry. Or what y'all are doing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
With broadcasting is great. But what I learned with comedy, it's only one comedy club. You know what I mean? So I feel like a dude that's selling weed and it's just, and you got great weed, but there's only one smoker. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn. Like he's a good client too. I love him to death, but
I can't keep selling.
And there's other people selling too.
Can't keep selling the same.
And there's some huge weed man coming from out of town selling to him too. They got better prices than me. I'm like, better prices, and I'm like, damn, fam.
Well, we're talking about Zanies, of course, but also there's like a lot of DIY stuff in the comedy scene, and you know, places like East Room. There's other spots too. But I did want to ask you that if you see like parallels between the local visual arts scene and local comedy scene, if it's harder to break into one than the other, if it's really like a lot of clicks. What are you experiencing with both of those worlds in Nashville?
I love both. Comedy is the most pure form of art that I've seen because if you're good, you get noticed. Nothing else is really like that. Not music, not art. A lot of times those two kind of need someone to tell the masses that this is the good thing.
Right.
You know, you can be a great artist. I saw a video of Chappell Roan performing to like 17 people that hit song, the Pony Girl song, and they were just looking at her. And then 2 years later, she's at the Grammys, winning Grammys for, and it's just killing. And I'm like, that's the same song. But in music, there's like a political obstacle, and there's labels and there's money behind it.
Play.
You gotta like market it. In comedy, bro, you can go up in a dive bar, it's 7 people in there, they'll be on heroin or something, sleep. If you're killing, they'll like, what the hell? What's going on?
You funny.
And then they'll pay attention. Then afterward, they'll be like, who are you? Yeah. And there's nothing more pure than that to me. And that's why I like it. Because even if you're a guy who's been doing it 20 years, if you just get cocky and think you're good and you just don't do it, the young guys like us, we're better than you now. And people can know. Yeah. So it's fair. So I like that. But then, you know, art is good because I find it just freeing. I don't have to find a punchline.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like in a comedy, you have to communicate with funny. With art, I can just kind of express a feeling and then just kind of throw it out there, and then other people can take it how they want to take it.
Open to interpretation. Like a joke, I mean, you could tell an avant-garde joke with no punchline, but they're probably not going to have you back at Zanies if you do it, right?
Exactly.
But with an art piece, you can say, you know, here's just sort of how I was feeling in this moment, and somebody else might look at it and say, that's inspires a different feeling in me, right?
And then it could be 10 different people having 10 different interpretations of it, and it's all true.
They're all right.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like I had a picture of some ramen noodles, and to me, it just represented like the struggle, overcoming, and then also how funny it is you can go to a ramen restaurant. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. You can pay 17 cents for some ramen, or you can pay $17 for
struggle food, or it's high.
Yeah, it just kind of depends on like where you put it. But then somebody else saw it, and they were like, man, it reminds me of like me and my mom, or this reminds me of college, you know, and it's all true. But with jokes, it's not like that. It's like, this means this right now. And then as far as the clicks, man, I think the art scene has been very, like if they were not accepting, I probably wouldn't have been painting. Because I already had imposter syndrome doing it. Because I'm thinking, who the fuck are you coming into these people's world, trying to paint? You haven't been painting for a long time. They went to art school. They've been studying it. You know, but they were all like, this is great. I talked to artists like Lysander Bryant, Amari Booker. These are guys who've been doing this for a long time, and all artists, man. And even Julia Martin, she was like, man, this is good stuff. And they helped me get over the imposter syndrome. Sure. But if they would have been like, yo, this shit's ass, or you're like,
which comedy can be harsh that way.
Oh, for sure.
Mean, comedians are
publicly.
They'll tell you that while you're talking.
Roast you to your face,
especially in a black room. They're like, oh, this dude sucks.
Get him out of here.
And that was my dad. And I'm like, what the? How did he get in here? But yeah, bro, it's the art community is beautiful, and the comedy community is beautiful too. Comedy is like a one-on-one sport, so it's competitive, of course.
Yeah.
You know, like if I go on stage and bomb, and then a guy after me does well, I'm probably going home. Mm-hmm. Like, we're not hanging. Because I just I feel I got to get this bomb off.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But we're all like, at the end of the day, we get each other. And it's like, if there's a huge room of people, if I'm at a wedding or something and I see a comic, I'm shooting over there. Because we both had that thing to where our brain can't cut off with the jokes. And a lot of times they get you in trouble. People are like, why would you say that? I'm like, oh, snap, that's right.
That's why you were in ISS a lot.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, you're not a comic, you're my grandma. I can't tell you that joke.
Community Foundation of Middle Tennessee transforms thoughtful generosity into lasting positive change, connecting donors with nonprofits to build a thriving, inclusive Nashville. As a trusted partner and convener, CFMT helps caring residents make a meaningful impact today and for generations to come.
Learn more at cfmt.org.
Well, I also want to ask about, and we've talked about this a lot on the show, Nashville being sort of culturally segregated for so long, scenes being completely separated. Do you find that it's more of like a mixing pot in comedy or in art where, you were just naming Lysander Bryant, all these like black artists who are out there.
Yeah,
you feel like they're welcomed in white spaces and vice versa?
Well,
because music is not always that way in Nashville.
Yeah, no, sure. That's a great question.
Life is not always.
Well, that's true too.
Yeah. Well, I think, I think I was one of the first people to now I feel like I'm stroking myself, but like that sounds annoying. But what I'm like, I remember purposely planning to demand my respect and demand a following, like, because I saw people coming to town and having a good time and then connecting with each other, and then all the locals are sitting back like, look at them, like look at the assholes. I'm like, what are we doing? They're getting money. They're networking in our town. We know the town better than them. Let's get to it.
Yeah.
So I remember jumping in at full speed. Another dude who was kind of like that, my boy Los. With the Cashville ETC.
Black market.
And then honestly, who's done it recently on a huge scale? Beyonce. When she made that Black Country album and brought Brittany Spencer, Shabuzi, Willie Jones, Lena, and all those girls, and made those black country artists, put them on that pedestal.
Yep.
In that country space, all those CMA awards tried to shit on them by not putting them in there. Yeah. And she won a Grammy. Losers.
Yeah, that's right.
She won, and y'all tried
a big one.
Yeah, and then that loser tried to talk bad about Shabuzi at the CMAs work. Some guy, like, y'all are lame as hell. And that's why when I went to the CMAs, that shit was boring as hell. I went to sleep, and my manager was like, yo, you can't fall asleep in here. They gave us good seats, great seats. Seats were damn near too good.
Comfortable, I guess.
Yeah. I'm like, this is ass.
Seats are too comfortable.
And I remember,
comfortable.
And I remember I told we were in the CMA Awards, it was me, my manager, and I was like, yo, you want to go to Waffle House? I'm in a tux with the bolo. I'm looking great. And she's like, if you leave and go to Waffle House, you'll no longer be with me. Like, I won't be your manager anymore. And those were the best waffles I ever had. I don't have a manager. You know what I mean? It was just so boring. But to answer your question, I think it's about demanding that now. It's like of course it can be segregated, but then sometimes that can just be like because someone won't reach over. Yeah. You know what I mean? And in comedy has taught me, like, I don't get to pick the rooms. I don't get to say, I want Asian rooms tonight. I want Mexicans in the crowd. You just get what you get.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you tell your jokes to them, and that kind of made me realize a joke is a joke. Funny's funny. Art is art. So if it's good, it's good.
Yeah.
Don't be scared to show it to somebody. Even if you're white, you got a black room, sing your music over there, see what they like it. You know, but once that Beyonce album showed me talent transcends all. You know what I mean? Because I had kind of checked out of country music. I was starting a country music podcast.
Really?
It was going well. I had the first Shabuzi interview.
Really?
I got the most views of a Shabuzi interview.
Yeah, it was hard.
Great interview.
It was great.
But then I realized the reality of country music culture.
Yeah.
Like, one, it's boring. And like hip hop, it's like lit. You see Drake and Kendrick, it's like up. Chris Brown versus Quavo. And it's just news. And all the time there's something to talk about.
Right.
I'm talking about country. I'm like, what the hell
where's the
Lainey
beef?
Wilson's on Ozempic. Who cares? Like, okay. No, like, it's just like, so I don't know, bro. I don't even know how we got to that.
Talking about like black artists and white spaces, vice versa.
Yeah, I think it's like I don't even like the notion of like, hey, you mind if I come in here and do my art? I'm like, I'm here. That's my thing.
But I think like that could be just an experience for black people in general living in Nashville.
Sure.
I think like you have to understand like most of these spaces probably wasn't originally meant for you to be welcome in anyway.
Yeah.
So you have to have that mentality of being like, hey, well, regardless if it's welcome or not, I feel like that I'm talented and I feel like I've earned and deserve to be here. So you either gonna like let me in, or is that whole thing like, well, let me create my space at the same time.
Man, back in the day, I would see a girl in middle school, high school, and I was in middle school, high school too. I just want you to think. What? But no, like I'm in middle school and I'm looking at other middle school girls and she'll be talking to some dude that's sloppy, nasty, gross, and she's giggly. And I'm like, she's smashing him. She got to let me in. So that's when I sometimes I see some of these venues and I see somebody in there doing, I'm like, y'all like this? White or black, my shit's better than him.
Right.
So I'm going to go, so that's kind of my mentality too. I'm like, if y'all are clapping and dancing to this, you're going to love this shit.
Right.
Back to the weed analogy, it's like, he's selling mid.
Yeah.
Like, I got good, strong weed in here. I think you're going to like, if you're a smoker, you're going to like this.
Right.
So, bro, that's how I see it, bro. If you got good.
Personal thing.
Yeah, like, you cannot like Ed's Fish.
Right.
Asian, it's good food.
Right.
Prince's Hot Chicken, the same thing. And I went in on Hattie B's a lot. But they got good food, bro.
Okay.
I hate to say it.
Liz, that's divisive.
Look, first of all,
I went in on them for years.
Let me go ahead and put my little warning. I am this is his own words. This is his own words to the community, to the culture, to the natives. This is his own words.
They got good food now. Did they steal the sauce? Probably. I don't know why they named it after a slave, but it's good food. Because you think that's an old slave with a bandana with braids, somebody's grandma cooking that food, and Hattie B's is like some young white woman apparently. But I'm like, why'd you give it a slave name? You know what we thought? We thought it was somebody black back then.
You thought that was Mama Hattie.
No, they ain't no, like, come on. Why is that a 19-year-old named Hattie B? No, that's not. We thought that was a 97-year-old black grandmother.
Aunt Hattie.
Probably smoking a cigarette over the stove.
Whatever y'all need.
But I hate to say, and I also
disclaimer.
Disclaimer.
Producer, go ahead and cut all this out. We're not gonna need.
No, you don't gotta cut none of it. Just make sure you put it all in. This was
the Josh Black Love Hattie B episode. The end of a man's career.
What did it to him? He co-signed Hattie B.
Co-signed him. I just say it's good. That's all I say.
Well, let me ask you something.
All right.
Let me ask you something. So I hear tell that you're not going to be in Nashville forever.
Man.
Where are you going and why?
Man, okay. So if you're in show business, you're looking at Cali or you're looking at New York.
Mm-hmm.
But that shit's expensive.
Mm-hmm.
It's extremely expensive. And then also all the stars are in Cali. So I'm trying to go to the comedy club. You have Jerry Seinfeld come in, bump you. You'll have Santino come in and bump you. These huge stars who deserve to bump you. Bump you meaning...
At the Comedy Store.
Yeah. Meaning when I go to a comedy club, it's my turn, and then they say, no, it ain't, because Marlon Wayans just jumped in. You got to wait 30 minutes. And it's just a lot of that. So that's why Nashville is good, because we got great comics here, but, I can get some time if I want. And I put in my own work. We don't have a hella stars here. But so it makes me I wanted to move because of that. Also...
So where you going?
Okay. Ramp up.
Right. Where you going?
So New York and LA is too expensive, although great for comedy. So I'm going right up the middle. I'm trying to hit Chicago.
Okay.
Chicago got 12 comedy clubs. There's a Zanies up there as well. There's a comedy bar up there, which used to be your podcast on.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So there's a Nashville-Chicago connection. It's also cold as shit, which is not a plus.
No, it's not.
But it is a
same
fact.
Time zone.
Yeah, same time. I don't have to change my watches. That's great.
That alone would take weeks.
Yeah, and so and people don't move there because it's so cold. That's like, so people there like love it there. I visited a few times, loved it. I got a little following up there, man. And it's just time to switch it up a little bit. Yeah. I've left my job as a firefighter. Very wild thing to do because it's such a great job, and you just leave, and then you realize, all right, I got to get to it. Mm-hmm. And then when you have no job, it forces you to think, okay, it's game time.
You're right.
And then I look at what I got going on here in Nashville, and I'm like, I love it. I built a following here, but I need a little more.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Because it's game time. I'm 35. Going to be 36 this year. I can't play around no more.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, there are people in Chicago going up 3 or 4 times a night.
Yeah.
As I do maybe once a night. And they got really good comics up there. I went up there, man, and got nervous for the first time in a while.
Oh, wow.
So you going to get better and get more, like you going to like to challenge yourself to get better, but also like achieve your version of greatness.
Yeah, man. And there's a Second City up there. I'm in the sketches a lot. And of course, that's like a mecca of sketch comedy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And just improv comedy.
A lot of great comics came out of there.
A lot of my goats, man.
He representing the city, man. He representing.
I can't forget that.
Yeah,
and I learned that from Nate Bargatze, who started off in Chicago and then went to New York, got his name. and then brought it back to Nashville. Yeah, man, his biggest special is the Tennessee Kid. He reps it all day. He got Nashville comics on his podcast.
Nate's one of those guys who got so big it doesn't matter where he lives. You know what I mean? And he brought it back home, and he lives in Nashville. And he represents Nashville, but at the same time, like, he's hosting SNL once a season. You know, he's selling out Bridgestone.
He's literally the blueprint, man. He's kept it himself. He went to Chicago. He went to New York. He's the only Christian in New York, and he's like talking. He's like a little Republican Christian guy talking about his little jokes. And like, what is he doing up here?
I don't know if he's Republican. But
maybe not. Hey, producer, edit that out.
Throwing out bombs.
I just got a text. He's an anarchist. Put that. He's with Antifa.
Nate is an anarchist.
Nate
so fun.
Bargatze.
Guy who's like lives off of like Uber Eats.
But nah, bro. Nate is he's the blueprint because to that point he stayed himself and it worked. And also it's cooler. Because when you stay yourself, when you go on stage, people are like, I've never seen anything like this.
Yeah.
Because I've never seen a guy from Nashville with that accent. He kept the accent. So I love it, man. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to go to Chicago to get good. And
do you feel like you're playing to a lot, like the same crowds a lot here in Nashville? Like you feel like you get up and you're seeing sort of the same faces again?
You don't have to. Sometimes it's Zany is just the same crowd.
Sure.
Because they have a following and it's their following. Mm-hmm. But that's great. But then you can find there's black rooms. There's like there's a few like more Hispanic rooms in Antioch. Mm-hmm. There's some. It's like you can get better, but you're gonna have to go through the dirt. Yeah. Like it might be 5 people in there.
Yeah.
But I'm like, okay, they all women and they all 65. I can
make
do
them,
some. Yeah.
Laugh.
Exactly. Because if you can only go to a black room and make them laugh, you're not really good enough to me. Because I see white comics who can't leave. They'll have these little risky white jokes about the N-word, but you can only make a white crowd laugh with it.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you can't say it over in Antioch and make them laugh, it ain't a good joke. Yeah. And I think you're a weak comic. So I like to say all my race jokes in a white crowd. And if they laugh, it's like, ugh.
If it's funny, it's funny.
Yeah, exactly. So I forgot the question again.
Why are you going to Chicago?
Yeah. Anyway, the point
is... He didn't forgot every question is asked.
About ADHD earlier, what was that?
Oh, exactly, bro. I'm all over the place, bro. But yeah, I'm going to Chicago to get better, to get more time. And it's also a scary thing, bro. I've never moved in my life.
Yeah.
I was about to move to Atlanta with my girl a long time ago, and then I got the fire department job. And I'm like, this is life.
Yeah.
Then I left there, and I'm like, okay, now let's get it. So I plan to go to Chicago, make something work, man, and I'm hype about it, bro.
And this is what it's not.
For you, man.
It's gonna be like fall, right? It's not immediate, but
not immediate, but soon enough.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm in Chicago right now.
right after this pod. He got his suitcases.
I flew him out
right
Chicago. Yeah, but yeah, man, it's a skip from Nashville. I'll be back all the time, and I wanted to just stretch out because like I said, I made a name off of the Nashville comedy, but then I would do a show in Seattle, and they'd be like, "Who's Bart Durham?"
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or they're like,
that joke ain't working.
Yeah, like who's Megan Barry? So I had this, I have 30 followers after a show and I'm looking and it's a page full of Nashville stuff. And I feel like it was kind of limiting me. So as opposed to just talking to Nashville, now I want to just represent them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's what it is.
Well, you're going to do it, man. And I'm proud of you just as a person that's seen you just grow. We grew up.
Thank you, bro.
Together and just be able to see what you're doing, man. So congratulations.
Thank you. And might I say, before we get out of here, when you switch brands, things happen. It ain't an easy thing. I ain't gonna say it was easy this whole time.
Yeah.
But when you blazing hot for doing something, people are loving it.
Yeah.
But when you stop doing that, I always use the analogy of like I'm gonna have a pizza spot that's doing successful. But then I'm like, actually, I don't want to sell pizza anymore. I want to sell cupcakes. Yeah. But people come to the pizza spot like, what the hell is this?
Right.
I want cupcakes. Screw this guy. So now your numbers are lower.
Yeah.
Other competition is thinking they got one up on you now.
Yeah.
Because they're thinking, oh, his numbers are low. No, fools.
Yeah.
I'm just making good cupcakes. Taste a cupcake.
You pivoting. Yeah.
And the people that stayed for the pizza, and they said, oh, I'm gonna try the cupcake, and they say the cupcakes are great.
Yeah.
They stayed around and said, oh, they get it. But some people see the cupcakes and just dismiss you as he washed. So for all of you that thought that, a lot of my friends even, a lot of organizations thought it was over for the kid because I switched up.
Nah, but I think that's part of like understanding like it's okay to exit something that's been successful, but you realize like, okay, this was not the finish line for me. It was the starting line.
And people don't do that. You see how many losers are on the internet doing stupid stuff to get clicks because they have to do it. Yeah. Because the algorithm said this is the only thing we're going to reward.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh, you get naked and twerk. You can't talk to us about your law degree now.
Right.
Because the algorithm says you're a twerker.
Right.
You know, we need to see them claps shake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We don't want to hear. So that's why that's kind of how I feel too. So a lot of people will just keep twerking and then crying after they log off.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't want to do this, but that's what they like. Then now you're a slave to the algorithm.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. I want to do what I want to do.
Right.
So even if the algorithm don't respect it, TikTok. I'm gonna do what I want to do, and I'm gonna just bring people slowly to me. And I think I'm gonna do it with integrity as opposed to just doing something that works.
What better way to do it than with integrity? So
I got 500,000 followers on TikTok. Posted a video the other day, had 700 views.
How's that work? Yeah.
I text Trump. I said, bro, get it out of here. I want it gone. I was hype about it being gone. I ain't gonna lie. I was hype. But then I went viral again. I was like, all right.
I'm back. I'm back,
baby. China.
We're fans again. Well, Josh, we're going to miss you. We got some more time with you. We're going to check out the art show.
For sure.
February 27th, got the comedy show coming up.
For sure.
We're going to have plenty more opportunities to catch you before you're Chicago boy.
Absolutely, man. Y'all keep holding it down here. We need y'all, bro. I feel safe. with my city in y'all's hands.
I appreciate that.
Because we got a lot of publications out here that's just, it's very weird.
I know that's right. Weird. You said it, not me.
You go to Nashville News and find their Facebook pages. Look at the comments.
Yeah.
Just look at the comments.
Yeah.
Just look. It's crazy. Y'all the only ones that don't have Klansmen in your comments.
I try to keep the Klansmen at bay. They'll show up. It doesn't matter what we post on Twitter. They find us. Yeah. We can be like, there's a cupcake shop opening, and they'll be like, bet it's black owned.
Yeah, but at least they're angry. If the Klansmen are there, have them angry. They shouldn't be sipping tea with their pinky out, enjoying your comment section. They should be angry. Anyway, thank y'all for upsetting the Klansmen.
Appreciate it. That's what we're here for.
All right.
Yeah.
And a comedian, 2025, can I get a guarantee from you?
We're going to put a comedian on the cover in 2025.
Now, will they be a black man named Josh Black? We'll be right back.
TBD. All right, Josh, thanks for joining us. Like and subscribe. Follow Josh. We'll link to all your socials. Go see him while he's still in town.
All of that.
That too. Julia Martin Gallery. Thanks, y'all.
That's it.